The new parts have arrived from the factory without issue. They'll be fitted to the car in time for the next session.
Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and yet another episode of my F1 2018 career mode. And today we are here for round number 10 for the British Grand Prix at the majestic Silverstone circuit. And it is my home race and one that I am hungry to try and do well and hopefully have a good performance at. But as you saw on screen just there, we got two new upgrades in the car for this weekend. Not performance related, they're on the durability side. Our first durability upgrades besides the general wear that we did a couple of races ago. And hopefully we can try and improve the reliability of the car because we're now going into that part of the season now where the races start to drag on a bit. You know, it's a 21 race calendar, so we're going to need that reliability to really try and go deep into the season and avoid those engine penalties. But as you saw, Silverstone looking absolutely majestic here, overcast conditions, aka typical British summer weather here at the Silverstone circuit. And also, interesting one, first time I've seen the brand new blue striped hard compound tyres on this year's game, and it's the only track you're going to get to drive them. So I was trying to get to grips with the car with these tyres. I could definitely tell these are very slow, not grippy at all, and you want to try and lay off these as much as you can because the level of grip I had was next to none. Admittedly, it is only FP1, so the grip on the track was pretty low on the surface, but even then I could notice the tyres just did not feel great. So we're going to try and avoid that one in its entirety for the rest of this weekend, if it is at all possible. But overall, practice programs around here, they went pretty decently. Car felt good, and it wasn't one of them ones where I struggled. I think I did a good performance, and to be fair, I'm going to do something a little bit different for this episode. Because it's my home race, I decided I'm going to use a used power unit for practice, but for qualifying we're going to draft in a brand new entire power unit to try and impress.
Great stuff. You've pretty much nailed this circuit. This is a really strong foundation to build from over the weekend.
Because it is my home race and I want to try and have a good race weekend. So for me, a brand new power unit is important. As you can see, we only failed on the qualifying performance test. The actual lap time that was proposed was just way too hard for me and I could not match it. So as you can see on screen now, though, we are going to draft in power unit number 2. We was using components from 1 and 4. So basically power unit 2 and power unit 3 are the only two fresh ones we have in its entirety for the rest of the season. So we're going to go into power unit 2 for this one, and we're going to basically have full power available for us this race weekend to try and absolutely go for it in the qualifying session and try and get a good result for the home fans and also for myself personally in my first British Grand Prix in this career mode. And as you can see on Saturday, you know, the skies, they blessed us. The weather was much better, nice sunny conditions and the perfect sort of conditions you want to go racing in. However, it would get a little bit overcast later on, but let's make the most of the sunny weather while we can enjoy it. And overall, going into qualifying, I felt confident, you know, looking at practice and the programs. It's a bit of a double-edged sword because I felt confident, I've got a good car underneath me, and I'm very happy to drive the car. The car feels great. However, that isn't represented in actual lap time, so this is going to be a bit of a struggle compared to the past races, so we're going to have to really try and work for it. It might not be Q3 like we've been sniffing around the last couple of races, put it that way. So let's see what happens, and fingers crossed we can have a good session and try and get some good laps underneath us. I mean, if we could get Q3, that'd be fantastic, and if there is a race where I want to pull it off, it's this one. So let's see. As you can see now, though, in Q1, we've gone out on the fastest compound tyre available, which is the soft compound tyre. Our first lap, though, not particularly great. We go P17, and you know, then we drop down to P18, and I was a little bit concerned that that lap was actually pretty good, and I was nowhere near getting out the dropout zone. So I had to go out again on a fresh set of soft compound tyres and absolutely go for it on this lap to get myself out of the knockout zone. And to be fair, we stepped up the levels a bit. The lap was pretty damn good, and I was very happy with it. I'd even say this lap was potentially my best lap of the weekend. You know, I didn't mean to push this much, but just I got caught up in the moment and I absolutely went for it, and I was very happy with how the lap came together. And towards the end, as you can see, we're going to come up to the line now, up on the delta by quite a lot, and we cross the line to go P13, I believe. So that's going to see us comfortably through into the next part of qualifying, and overall a very good lap there to get us through. Now this does pose a question. Obviously you can see where GASLY is in P15. We managed to out qualifying, which is good news, but now Q2 time.
Right, a little bit of an electrical problem at the moment. We're working on it now, so don't worry. We're going to get you out there as soon as possible. Radar suggests some weather is going to hit in around 5 minutes time, so stay on your toes. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So this was far from ideal, and a 5 to 6 minute delay at the start of the session, and then rain was coming, so we're only going to get one lap in this Q2 session, which is not ideal. So I'm just going to absolutely go for it on one attempt and we're going to see what we can do. And straight away you can see they're into turn 3, locking up the right front. Not ideal, just getting a little bit of a scruffy line. The temperatures have dropped a bit, it's now overcast in the session, and the track temperature isn't as good as Q1. And so far, that's not too bad actually. It's pretty good considering, you know, we're only going to get one run of this. I've got no reference delta times to keep up with. As you can see, Sector 1, quite a bit off Hamilton's pace, realistically speaking, and already I knew I was about 2/10 down, I'd say, on what I can do because of that lockup. It cost me quite a bit of time. And then now going through Lovefield, nice and wide, very nicely done actually, very nice and smooth, no wheel spin, keeping it nice and perfect on the traction. And now though, approaching the old turn 1, Copse Corner, 8th gear, really just throwing the car in there, maximum commitment, don't run off wide, otherwise your lap time is going to get cancelled. And now is when you really make or break a lap, throwing it into Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel, absolutely maximising all the pace through here, using all the curbs, leaning on the car as much as possible, the edge of the grip on the tyres, open up the DRS, and as you can see up to the second sector split, we've only lost 3/10 in that second sector, give or take. The second sector I was pretty damn good at, and my strongest part of the lap. As we now go into the final sector here, Stowe Corner, throwing the car in there, 5th gear action, really literally on the limit, trying to find maximum lap time. As you now brake late for the Vale chicane, taking quite a bit of curb, nice and aggressive there, and then again through the right-hander, then again on the curb on the exit, not ideal, cost me a little bit of lap time, and then on the curb again on the inside. And unfortunately, it was only P15, I expected way more than that, but the AI just found so much pace, and unfortunately, the man who found the most pace was my teammate, Pierre Gasly, and he's got into Q3, which was very disappointing when I found out. So the challenge is there. Let's see what happens tomorrow in the race. It's race time.
We're right back where it all began. The very first World Championship Grand Prix was held here at Silverstone in 1950, with Giuseppe Farina taking the top step of an all-Alfa Romeo podium. He earned 9 championship points that day on his way to the inaugural title. His winning total at the season's end, just 30 points. My, how times have changed. So let's see who can reach the top step of the modern podium today. With good opportunities to overtake at the end of the Wellington and Hangar Straights, there's a lot of potential for close action around the 3.6 miles of the Silverstone circuit. With 18 corners and average lap speeds of around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the longest and quickest circuits on the calendar. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let's talk briefly about Pierre Gasly. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
Right then, here we are on the grid for round number 10 for the British Grand Prix, my home race. We've been promoted by one position up into P14 from P15 on the grid because Mr. Pierre Gasly got a penalty for the race. So he's starting behind me in P15 and we are P14. So I've got a chance, or a second chance should I say, to try and beat my teammate this weekend. And you know, Gasly's been extremely quick, and I mean really, really quick in qualifying. So it's going to be a challenge to beat him here today, but I'm going to try my hardest. It's my home race. I always want to try and perform for the home fans and put on a show. Realistically, though, I have to be honest, we don't have that much pace around here, and I think points will be a struggle. I'm relying on strategy as well to really pull through on me. But yeah, I'm going to have to just basically just work my socks off and just try as hard as I can to get inside that top 10. So I'm aware of the challenge that presents itself. In terms of the strategy, you can see one stopper. We're going to try and see if that works. It should be effective because the pit lane is super slow around this circuit and ultimately does cost you a lot of time. And, you know, the less stops you can do, the better for you. So we're going to go for the one stop, which is a whole 20 seconds faster than an extra stop. And then fuel-wise, we are actually, because it's a fresh engine, I'm going to really fuel her up. I'm going to put 2 extra laps in so I can run some British mix and really be aggressive here today and just absolutely give it some. But with that being said, let's get into it. It's time for round 10 and pretty much the halfway point of the season. Let's have a good race here today. It's time for the British Grand Prix. Right then, let's get ready for the 5 red lights here for the British Grand Prix. Lights out, away we go. Not the best of starts. I've got a car on my inside. It's Lance Stroll, it seems. Into turn 1 though. We go on the outside. Getting just about into our position. Up the inside though, into turn 3. I thought about going up the inside of the Haas, but in this year's game, you've got to be careful with those moves because you will lose your front wing. Up the inside of the Haas again though, this time getting the move done beautifully. On the power, nice and early. Hot lap ERS helping me out. Rich mix flowing. into overtake mode, up into P11. Fantastic start, good recovery. And all in all, very good stuff here. I'm going to keep it in rich mix for now because I want to have good pace in the opening stages of the Grand Prix. So we'll burn off the extra fuel by maximising the engine power. Let's see if we can keep up with the top 10 here. That's going to be the target. Qualifying pace we struggled, but I've been okay in race pace so far in this career mode, so I think we can definitely keep up with these guys if we play our cards right. Got to say, the car feels great already, much better than qualifying. I ain't changed nothing, but the race fuel seems to be the difference maker, and I've got a lot more confidence in the car to really attack the racetrack. DRS now enabled. I went super deep on the brakes into turn 3 to really try and see if I can nab some DRS from Carlos Sainz, but I don't think we've got it, so we're going to have to hold on for now. Good news is behind they're battling, so we're not under pressure, but I definitely feel like our pace is a lot better than it has been the entire weekend on Sunday. So far, the car feels phenomenal on these soft compound tyres, so hopefully we can make it count for something and try and have a good result here. Okay, they have really slowed themselves up here, battling into Maggots and Beckett, although I haven't got DRS somehow again, so we're just going to have to watch from a distance here. We're 4 tenths of drift, yet we don't have DRS. Pretty shocking. Hopefully we'll get it on the main straight though, which is a new DRS zone for this year. Staying nice and close as Force India's going side by side, Perez and Ocon. I'm using this as an opportunity to save a little bit of DRS and try and set myself up through the final corner. Beautiful exit, nice bit of traction. Oh, Sainz gets on the brakes. We have to get out of it. I was going to completely carry the momentum through there, but I just had to back out of it. Sainz a little bit on the brakes through turn 1. We're going to get the momentum up the inside at turn 3. We're going to go for the wide line, go for the squeeze. Nicely executed. Bring the car back across for turn 4. On the power, into overtake mode. Open up the DRS, and there we go. Right, we're into the points, P10. Good stuff so far. And we're burning off this rich mix. Here we go, Perez and Ocon side by side once again here. Oh, wow, that was a bit of an interesting one. Ocon really got compromised there by his teammate. I wonder if maybe Perez ran a little bit hot into Stowe. Hulkenberg's just starting to pull away now, so we need to try and make these moves efficiently. This time through the final corner. Does Ocon brake? No, he doesn't, unlike Carlos Sainz. Speaking of which, he's still on the back of me here, looking very dangerous, Carlos, so we'll have to watch out for him. A little bit dirty here through turn 1, but we managed to hold on to it. Turn 3, carry the speed through. We're going to go for the move of the turn 4. A little bit of contact as we turn into the corner. Ocon was also turning in as well, but we've got it done. Up into P9. Good overtake. Up next, Sergio Perez. I fancy my chances against him as well. Well, this should be a fairly straightforward move here. Just got to get Maggots and Beckett sorted out. A little bit of dirty here, I can definitely notice that. Really try and take some different lines to attack the apexes. There we go. DRS open into overtake. And we're gaining here on the Mexican. We're going to pull to the inside. So nice move. And we're up into P8. Textbook overtake. Keeping it nice and clean on the exit. Now can I try and pull away here? This has proven to be a real challenge here to really try and pull away from Perez. We pretty much match our personal best without DRS, but pulling away from a Force India who's got 3 DRS zones over a lap is really tricky. You can see the leaders on the minimap, they're not really pulling away here, so we are still right in this race. I think they're all on the super softs. Actually, no way, I just realised we're all on softs. We're all on the fastest compound here, so we've got genuine pace. I was thinking
pit window, you'll be on the mediums.
I was thinking their tyres might be a little bit worn. Oh my god. Jesus, man. This is so hard. I cannot shake off these Force Indias. They're too quick on the straight.
Our gap to the car in front is 2.3 seconds.
Okay, we've got our first stoppers. I think it's a Mercedes, and I'm not sure which one it is. But early stop, whoever it may be. We are still severely under pressure here. It's Lewis Hamilton.
In the pits.
There we go, confirmation.
By 5.5 seconds.
Such a big challenge this is. I'm trying to also save some ERS. And I'm into the negative of rich mix, but I need it to stay afloat here. Right, I think Perez is going to munch me up here. I'm just going to not fight this one if he does go for it. Take us to the inside. I'll just go around the outside and hold on. Thank you very much. Inside for the next corner. Stay calm, composed, on the power. There we go, beautiful. Right, we're going to have to really start saving some battery and some fuel now because we've really maxed it out on that first stint. Tyres are also pretty knackered as well.
Pierre is in for his stop.
Right, here comes Ocon. Can't fight that,
We're boxing
unfortunately.
this lap. Give it the best in lap he can.
Jeez, that was smooth. Corner cut, but I don't really care. I will take that switchback any day of the week. Right then, we're coming in this lap for our first stop of the race. Trying to save a little bit of ERS, and I've been running none and low quite a lot this lap. But here we go, we've managed to survive from Ocon. So we're now going to come into the pit lane. Here's a 60, so we've got to go extra slow. Probably a little bit too slow there, a bit too conservative, but I'm not complaining. We had to do what we had to do, and it paid off. So yeah, this has got a really intense feel to it, this race. We're in the points, and we're looking good for those points. Those people that came in a lap before and tried to go for the undercut, that's going to really help them out. So I'm sort of hoping that, you know, we can have a good second stint on these mediums. But here we go into the pit box. 2.2, we've been held up here. We're still being held up, and Ocon's got us in the pit lane. Damn it, man. That's not what I hoped for. That is the worst case scenario. So, yep, that's not ideal. We've got Perez coming by now on the pit exit. Look at that, he's already into turn 1.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Oh my god, tyres are so cold. Okay, there goes Sainz. And Gasly as well. He's right behind us here. Tyres are so cold. I'm going to have to get these up to temperature. Gasly up the inside. Have I got temperature in these to go on the outside and defend? Inside for left field. Very deep. I'll try and put him off, and there we go. Nicely defended. Somehow I lost way more fuel in lead mix in the pit lane than I did on track. So we're going to have to save some extra fuel now, which is again another problem. But we're P15 now, so I think we've probably lost a few places. Right, more cars in the pit lane. We're going to get promoted back into P11, but we're not in the points, which is pretty interesting. So we've definitely lost a lot of ground between getting held up by the lollipop and just staying out one more lap. It's definitely hurt us, so we've got work to do here. Struggling for pace here. I feel okay, but I'm just struggling relative to other people around me. Gasly goes up the inside, makes the move. I'm going to try and hang around the outside. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That was extremely fortunate. Almost took up my own teammate. I overestimated, I was going to say underestimated, I overestimated the amount of grip I was going to have. Gasly again to the inside. I'm going to try and compromise his line as much as I can. Oh my god. This race is making me realise we still need to upgrade the engine a lot more. A lot more. Without rich mix, we are pretty much a passenger, and that is very painful. I'm actually faster than Sainz, but I keep on having to defend sometimes from Magnussen, just really putting me off. If I had rich mix as well, I could really go hunt him down. We've actually got some okay pace, it's not terrible. We can definitely work with it. Here comes Magnussen though. He's going to the inside into Cops. We're on the outside. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm just losing time when I'm actually fast, and I am catching Sainz when I'm in clean air and I'm being left alone. Oh my god, Gasly. Jeez, where'd that straight down speed come from? He's absolutely done me. Oh my god, we're on the outside. We've just survived. But look at this. Gasly must have just turned up the engine to 100 because he's absolutely flying onto the back of me here. He's held it around the outside. I'm going to give him the old squeeze treatment out the final corner. But now he's going to switch to the inside. Look at the speed difference. Where has he found this from? We go straight back underneath. Efficient undercut, but guys have really turned up the engine there. You can notice the difference when you're running an engine at max power, even if it may be this Honda engine. Still chasing down Carlos Sainz here. Gap now inside 2 seconds, 1.6 to be exact. And I've managed to shake off Gasly a little bit. He's definitely turned down the engine again. And we've managed to break away. When I'm in clean air, I've got the pace. We're top 10 worthy. I'd even say we're faster than the full senior as well. It's in front of Carlos, but all this constant battling is just costing me time and ultimately not allowing me to really push into that top 10. Here comes Gasly yet again. I'm giving it full beans, but he's just too quick. He comes out very wide. It gives me a good old nudge. and I have to yield the position there. Extremely wide from Pierre, but he's made it work. I don't really care too much. I'm just going to try and follow his slipstream. He's running a high engine mode, so I might as well use it to my advantage and try and use the slipstream in my favour. Magnussen looking for the move into Cops again. Oh my god, this is not helping me at all. Come on, I don't want to lose Gasly's DRS. That's precious to me. Well, I've got DRS from Gasly. Overtake ERS here, just to really close up that gap. This race is really intense, really stressful. Gasly has DRS from Carlos Sainz, and we're now back up into the positive fuel, which is good news. We are going to be on the back foot slightly here. Kevin Magnussen attacking me, I think. Okay, maybe not. DRS just do me the favour with some overtake ERS just to really stay ahead. But we need to capitalise on this Sainz-Gasly battle. We can definitely pick up the points here today. Myself and Gasly are definitely in a pretty quick car. We're faster than the Toro Rosso as well in P9. Sorry, the Force India in P9. Here comes Magnussen yet again. Oh, come on, don't do this, man. Don't do this again. I've gone for the squeeze. I've gone very aggressive into the apex. I wasn't having that. Gasly and Sainz go side by side. Here's a chance to pick up the DRS. Making up massive amounts of ground on these two. But we didn't pick up the DRS actually off the Sainz, which is quite surprising. So I'm going to use some good old rich mix and overtake to keep up. There we go. Sainz still has DRS off of Gasly though, which is not ideal. Through turn 1. Very tight line. A little bit wide through there, but we carry the momentum through. Up the inside, lock up on the right front, but we get the job done. P11. Up next is Pierre. Can we re-overtake my teammate? I'm going to have the DRS, so I'm going to benefit from that move on Sainz. 8 laps to go. Let's see if we can try and catch Pierre and re-overtake him. Oh, yellow flag behind. Something's happened.
Yellow flag.
I wonder if someone's going to retire from the race. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm not giving this up. I'm not giving up this chase just yet on Pierre. Oh, another car slow here. Valtteri Bottas. Bottas has had a problem. And we're now up into P10 into the points. Bottas, but I think with a puncture it seemed from a distance. But I'm still focused on beating my teammate. That's what I want here today. I want to beat Pierre in my home race. Right, rich mix, overtake. I'm in rich mix and overtake. I want to try and be in the DRS for the next zone, which is coming up right now. I need to just keep it flat out through here. I think that might have been enough. Yes, we have got DRS. That's massive. Right, open up the rear flap. Burn up that extra bit of horsepower. Here we go. Might actually have a go at Gasly here straight away.
Low on energy. Reduce ERS deployment.
Up the inside. I'm harvesting battery here, so we're going to have to put it down to none for now to save a little bit of battery, but we've got it done. Also, Bottas hasn't had a puncture. I think he must have had a spin because he's kept on going, and he's right behind us here. So, Bottas still in this race. Personal best.
First place is 32.9 seconds.
Gasly back on me again here. I want to cover off the inside this time though, force him wide. I'm going to hold the inside line. There we go. Beautifully executed. I'm not giving this position away without a fight. It's my home race. I was absolutely nowhere after qualifying yesterday. I'm making it my mission to beat Gasly and score points here today.
Our gap to the car in front is
5.4
seconds.
Again, I'm going to have to cover the inside. I haven't really got enough battery power to really defend. So Gasly re-overtakes me for now, but this isn't over just yet. This is not over by any means. We're going to get DRS now on the home straight. Little lock up there. Back into the dirty air, not helping me out. And I've got Valtteri Bottas for company as well. This is not going to be good for us. Here comes Valtteri. He's going to go up the inside of turn 1. Oh my god. He's on the hard compound tires, I just noticed. That's allowed Pierre
We have 5
to get away.
Remaining.
I'm going to try and follow Valtteri. Hopefully he can get me back into the battle with Gasly here. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, Bottas has DRS on Pierre. We managed to stay within Bottas' DRS just about. So we're not totally losing connection here, which is good. And hopefully Bottas goes for the move and battles with Gasly a little bit. Right, Gasly and Bottas battling it out now into Brooklands and Luffield. Now's my chance to close up the gap yet again. Bottas gets the move done. First time I've asked him. I was hoping that battle would have dragged on for a little bit longer. But we have got a little bit of extra fuel saved up now, a little bit of rich mix. So I'm going to try and wait to the very last moment and I'm going to just deploy everything I've got to try and get Gasly again here, but we are definitely dropping back, and now also for my tyres are starting to give way, but I don't want to give up this chase just yet. Oh my god, Gasly's going for the re-overtake. Jesus, man, his engine's doing bits. I don't know whether mine is not as good as his or what, but Gasly and Bottas go into war here. I'm playing around with these dials so much. I can't wait to show you guys in some sort of video, but it's amazing how much I'm playing around with absolutely all the buttons on my steering wheel to really try and maximise the performance here. Gasly and Bottas switch positions again here. I'm on for a personal best. I'm really pushing to the limit, but the constant DRSing is just not letting me catch up here. Personal best, there you go. Problem is, Gasly's in that sweet spot where he's not fast enough to pass Bottas, but he just keeps on nabbing the DRS. I'm having to concentrate so much. I want to talk more, but I just can't. I'm having to focus on the dials on my MFD.
2 laps of fuel left.
Oh my god!
Gap ahead is
Bottas has gone off.
2.1 seconds.
I think there's been another issue, or I think he's had contact with Gasly, one or the other. I don't know if Gasly might have front wing end plate damage or something, but there's been contact. We're back into the points. Bottas with another issue. He wasn't the hard compound tyres, so again, that still surprised me. I'm trying to save a little bit of performance. I want to have one last go because I've still got tyres left. That personal best just showed me that I've still got the pace, even though my tyres look absolutely knackered. I feel like I've got a little bit to give here, so I want to try and have one last onslaught with Pierre. Oh, yellow flag.
Caution, caution.
One of the Renaults, Nico Hulkenberg, is out of the Grand Prix. Very unfortunate for him with literally 1.5 laps left to go. We're now at pretty much guaranteed points as we're up into P9. But I still want to beat Gasly so bad on track.
Green flag.
Right, into the final chicane for the final time. I'm on for a personal best here. I'm still pushing so much, but Pierre's just got a little bit too much pace. We have to settle for P9. Not too bad.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you pulled through. Thank you.
Right, looking at the final race results, Sebastian Vettel wins the Silverstone race and the British Grand Prix ahead of Kimi Raikkonen and Lewis Hamilton in P3. That's the best he could do in the Mercedes there. Daniel Ricciardo P4 ahead of Max Verstappen. Then Sergio Perez, really good performance, P6 for Force India there ahead of Esteban Ocon. To say we was battling with those guys, it's a shame we couldn't really follow that up, you know, but ultimately we were lacking a bit of pace, and I think also down to the engine, realistically speaking. You know, that Mercedes is bloody quick in the straights, and you saw that when Perez was getting past me there. Pierre Gasly though, P8, he beats me. Fair play. The rivalry is fierce. I can't lie, that was the most intense race I've ever had in an F1 game, I think I can say, when it comes to me versus AI. I really wanted to beat Gasly really badly, and I never gave up. I just could not beat him. He was quicker than me all weekend, and yet again here today, he just had a couple of tenths on me, and I just couldn't do it. Grosjean rounds out the top 10. Bottas P11 after multiple issues, and further down the order, Nico Hulkenberg with that late retirement, unfortunately for him, ruining his race. In terms of the standings, Hamilton leads the way still. Vettel though picks up some good points, and is only 1 point behind Bottas, and is recovering in the championship, overtaking Kimi Raikkonen in the process. We remain P7, best of the rest, with Ocon behind us, and Gasly boosts himself up into P9, and he's still 18 points behind me, so we're doing a good job. We're keeping him behind, but this weekend he really did. He had the measure of me quite a bit, so fair play to him. I'm loving the constant teammate battle. And finally we have the constructors. As you can see, no changes. We remain in P4 and best of the rest. But I'm actually looking forward to this interview to see what sort of questions I get asked. So let's get into it.
Good day today. Tell us about it from your perspective. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? That was an epic battle today. How do you think this will play out? Appreciate your time.
Right then, we're on the laptop now. I think we're going to select a rival here because we obviously beat Lance Stroll, and we have quite a big selection this time. Now, being realistic, I think I fancy someone. Do I want to go for Ocon? You know what? I'm going to go Ocon. I think I'm going to go Ocon because that's doable. I think I can pull that one off, especially if the upgrades come in. Which, speaking of which, we have 1,491 points to spend. Going into this race, though, we lost a little bit of momentum. We was, I believe, on our way to actually overtaking a few cars, but McLaren brought an upgrade, and they sort of just got back past us. So I want to try and put that one right. We've got an engine upgrade coming for Germany, which is ERS related, which is going to really help us out, and that is the next race. Fingers crossed, nothing goes wrong. However, after the race today, I want to try and add to that and try and give a little bit more engine power. So, as you can see, fuel injection system for efficiency and fuel consumption, or the other option is for just pure engine power in the pistons. Now, I need engine power, so we're just going to go straight in and get that on the car. That's going to be it for the next race. Can we buy another one? No, we can't because the capacity is reached. Fair enough. So we have 953 points to spend, and I think I'm going to look at what's the weakest part in the car. Okay, it's the aero. So we're going to go for an aero upgrade. It's been a while, so might as well go for one. We've got either a front downforce additional cascade winglets or rear diffuser. I think I want to go for the rear diffuser. I want to get a bit more rear end grip, and that should allow hopefully for the next race. Fingers crossed. If all goes well, we should have a pretty hench car for the German Grand Prix. We should jump up into the 5th best car on the grid, overtaking McLaren and Haas. So that should do us a big favour, fingers crossed. But we'll see what happens. And yeah, guys, I think in terms of the laptop itself, hopefully the car be nice and balanced going to the next couple of races. And like I mentioned, we've now got a new rival in the form of Esteban Ocon, along with Gasly, who we're now neck and neck with, 14 points apiece. It's so close between us. And the rivalry is real. I'm loving it. I'm relishing in the rivalry between us because it's so intense and so close. In terms of the contracts, there you can see we might get a new contract proposal soon because we are exceeding the contract value quite a lot. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully you guys stay tuned for the long haul. It's going to be very exciting, and hopefully you guys look forward to the second half of the season. But that's it from me, guys, for this episode. If you have enjoyed it, drop a like on the video. Also, do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 and MotoGP content, but mainly Formula 1 at the moment, and then MotoGP will come back later on down the line. Also, turn on notifications to not miss a single upload from me, and finally check out these 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.